The big start is happening in downtown Denver right now, amid the snowfall. We're talking about the National Western Stock Show Parade that is kicking off along 17th Street. And Longhorn cattle are once again leading the way. 9 News reporter Jennifer Meckles will be live for us in just a few minutes, so stay with us. First, we want to talk about the snow out there that's led us to call a weather impact alert for today. It started falling during the late part of the commute this morning. But as you can see on this live picture of Lookout Mountain, the amount has picked up. Now to look over the metro, we got some dark clouds out there hovering overhead. Looks pretty ominous. Little snowy atmosphere. You can't see the snow from the camera, but the flakes are flying around the city. They just aren't really sticking. A different story up on the CSU campus in Fort Collins. We've been watching the flakes fly across the camera, and you can definitely see the white on those rooftops accumulating. A little bit of moisture on that camera lens. So let's check in now with meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen is with us on the this weather impact alert day. And you're in the 9 News backyard. When will we start seeing the snow stick over there, Corey?
Yeah, in the 9 News backyard here downtown Denver, it's not going to be until after dark tonight. There's just a few light, tiny little flurries falling out of the sky right now. That could change just briefly as we have a little bit of a squall moving towards the metro. Take a look right now. You can see the satellite and radar picture. The main storm, the first one, is well to our east, and this is just the very tail end of it. And that squall that you saw there in Fort Collins may come through the Denver metro area, and it may happen during the parade, the stock show parade. So it could look a little bit like this, maybe not with the accumulation that they're seeing in Fort Collins, but we'll at least see a little bit of heavier snowfall, and that'll just be brief. So once that goes through, we'll have to wait for the second system to get here. So it'll be a little bit of a lull as we go into the evening hours. The winter weather advisories, you see the red boxes down to the south, those are the warnings. That's where the heaviest impacts will be. So if you have travel to the south of Denver, that's where you'll see the higher impacts. Denver not included in the advisory because we're only expecting 1, 2, maybe 3 inches if we're lucky here in the Denver metro area. Down to the south, Douglas County still has a chance to pick up 6 inches or so of snow, and that'll be tonight into tomorrow morning. And then the first weekend of the stock show, it looks like it's going to be pretty decent here with temperatures in the 40s and 50s. I'll have more on that in just a few minutes.
New at noon, a traffic stop this morning did not go the way Colorado State Patrol would have liked. It ended with a trooper heading to the hospital and the driver responsible still on the loose. CSP says just after 9 this morning, a car did not pull over for an emergency vehicle on I-76 near Sable, so a trooper stopped the driver. But they say the driver wouldn't get out and became combative before driving into a trooper. The suspect then took off down I-76 and took the next exit. That trooper then tried to follow the car but skidded into a median, damaging the cruiser to the point it couldn't run. The driver is still on the run. The trooper went to the hospital for evaluation, but we do not have details on those injuries. Protesting has continued in Minneapolis today over an ICE agent's deadly shooting of a Colorado native yesterday. Renee Good grew up in the Colorado Springs area. As NBC's Alice Barr reports, federal and state officials have differing accounts of what happened.
The city of Minneapolis, once again the center of protest, outrage, and grief.
I'm beyond the thoughts and prayers. I'm enraged now.
After an ICE officer fatally shot a 37-year-old woman identified as Renee Good in the Minnesota Star Tribune. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem says the woman was blocking an ICE vehicle that got stuck in the snow as officers tried to push it out.
She then proceeded to weaponize her vehicle.
Video from the scene shows an officer going to the driver's door, another stepping in front of the vehicle, and when the driver accelerates forward and to the right, shots fired.
The ICE officer, fearing for his life and the other officers around him and the safety of the public, fired defensive shots.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey pushing back.
Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is
and issuing this stark message.
To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite.
President Trump defending the officers' actions and vowing to protect law enforcement agents. And as Homeland Security labeled the incident an act of domestic terrorism, Governor Tim Walz urged protesters to stay peaceful.
The Minnesotans don't take the bait. Do not take the bait.
While the community reels. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
The victim, Renee Good, is a former student. Her ex-husband also said that she had just moved to Minnesota and yesterday morning had just dropped her son off at school when they encountered the agents. In response to the shooting, several protests broke out across the country, including one in Aurora last night. A group of Coloradans gathered outside the ICE detention facility. The group stayed relatively calm and featured several public speakers. Today, the House will try to override President Trump's veto of a bill funding a water project in southeast Colorado. The veto blocked federal funding for the Arkansas Valley Conduit, a pipeline designed to bring clean water from Pueblo to rural communities across the region. The project has been in the works since the 1960s and broke ground in 2020 during President Trump's first term when he publicly praised the plan. The bill was sponsored by Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert and passed the House and Senate unanimously. It will take a two-thirds majority to override the veto. President Donald Trump says the project is a waste of taxpayer dollars. However, leaders on both sides of the aisle, including Boebert, have criticized the veto as political retaliation against the state of Colorado. Colorado's Attorney General Phil Weiser is expanding a lawsuit against the Trump administration following its decision to move Space Command out of state to Alabama. The Democratic AG, who's running for Colorado governor, says that decision was unconstitutional and unlawful. Weiser is also adding several federal actions to the lawsuit, including the loss of millions in transportation and energy funding to Colorado and the dismantling of NCAR in Boulder. Weiser claims the Trump administration is illegally punishing Colorado. The Longhorns are back, leading the stock show parade this year. We were there as they were loaded up from a southern Colorado ranch. We also had snow last year, but it was too much for them to make the trip. So that was the first they couldn't make in 18 years. Jennifer Meckles is live with us now as the parade winds through downtown. Jenny, I saw you taking a peek. Give us all, we can't really see anything, so please let us know what the energy is like. What are you seeing right now going down 17th?
I know. So a whole lot of guys on some beautiful horses, Sam. I was taking a peek, so I can hear. Now we're going to get up tall. Joe's on his tippy toes to give you a look. We're at the back of the crowd, not the front of the crowd, because the little kids need the front row view. Parade stepped off just about 10 minutes ago, and it has been just these beautiful animals. It has been tons of cute little kids. We've seen a marching band already go by. We saw a big old, way down there, I don't know if you can see it, there's an inflatable horse and a whole bunch of little kids sitting on a float, and they were darling, waving under their cute little blankets. I think cute is the name of the game today. This is a huge tradition, right? It kicks off the stock show every year. Earlier this morning, we got to hang out with the people that are in the parade, the actual participants, back at the staging area where they were getting ready. We met little kids with 4-H clubs who were going to be walking with their goats. We met beauty queens. In fact, we got to hear from some of them. Take a listen.
I used to be a Denver police officer, so I used to work it, exactly. I've lived in Colorado my entire life. I think I've been to the stock show almost every year. This is amazing for me. I love the animals. I love everything that the people support here. Animal husbandry, the rodeo is exciting. It is a wonderful event.
And Sam, I will tell you, the weather has not been a barrier to today. In fact, it's part of the tradition, right? Stock show weather is supposed to be cold and snowy, and we had flakes flying this morning. It just means even better Western wear, even more layers to celebrate. And I just want to point out before we go, look at all these cute kids on shoulders. Come on. Can you imagine being a little one, seeing your very first parade like this?
I mean,
a lot of families, this is a big part of their tradition.
That's right, Jenny. That's a core memory. But if you weren't going to point out the kids on the shoulders, I was going to say the same thing. You have to tell us, though, because we didn't get to see it. What was it like seeing all the steer leading the parade?
So we're waiting. I haven't seen them moving through here yet, but you're right. I think it's been so busy. I haven't seen them in person yet. I've been looking for them, but I saw them under the bridge by the ballpark as we were trying to get out here earlier. So I'm looking for them. I can't wait. So hang tight.
We will. Jennifer Meckles, thank you.